He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. We'd built our world together.
Alright, excellent.
So, I'm cracking on with it. I'm giving myself a bit more time to work with as well, because last time I gave myself something like 6 weeks to record 7 and edit 7, and it's a bit of a rush job, to be honest. So, and then I released them all on the same day, which is really stupid. But
how come?
I don't know. Someone told me, someone who knows more about podcasting than I do, which is most people, to be fair. They said I was really good because it gives a boost on the day of release and it gets like noticed more.
Right.
And I went, oh, okay. And he did it. And you get a huge bump on the day of release, but then you don't get another bump because you haven't released any more episodes.
Well, I think I probably would have done what you did. It sounds good to have like an initial, like going with a bang, open with a bang.
Yeah, you should, but I'm not doing it this time. I think I'm going to drop them they're either going to drop every week or every 2 weeks, I think, this time.
Yeah.
And it just gives me a bit more time to do a better job on the editing as well, because it was all such a rush last time. It was all over the place. The levels were all wrong. I just didn't give myself enough time to fix them. So
right,
that's it. I'm going to get them all recorded. Then I'm going to go on holiday for 2 weeks. Then I'm going to edit them. That's the way I'm going to look at it. Give myself a bit of distance between them.
I wasn't aware though, like when I was listening to them, I wasn't aware of like any, I don't know, like any audio problems or anything.
Oh, a couple of them did have, but I kind of had to fix them because like the levels were all over the place. So because what happens on here is it gets a separate audio file. There's one for me, there'll be one for you, there's one for the episode that gets played in. It's and they're all at different levels because there's no way to sort it out before you actually record. So what you're left with is 3 audio files, and you go, right, one's up there, one's down there, one's in the middle. You go, how can I make this listenable? So you go, the episode's going to be right down there, and I need to like get the other 2 about level. But then sometimes when you increase the volume of one, it starts sounding bad. So you have to bring the top one down to that one, which then makes the whole thing a lot lower. It's really annoying. It's the sort of thing you don't think about when you go, oh, I'll just talk to someone about Prisoner for a while and then put it out as a podcast. You don't think about all these other things on top of that.
No, I didn't realize it was so complex.
Nor did I. If I had done, I would never have done it. It's how you do it, where you go, right, what's the best way of doing it? I don't know, jump in the deep end and I'll worry about being able to swim later.
Yeah.
It's one of those, really. But
because if you don't do that, you don't do anything, do you?
Yeah, so I mean, someone must have made the first podcast and then realised that they didn't know how to make a podcast. So whoever that was, Ian Tunes or whatever his name was, probably. It was a bit of a mess, you know. But I reckon by series 30, I reckon I'll have nailed this process. I'll be bordering on professional. There are people who've like got in touch and gone, oh, these podcasts that are recorded over Zoom, they sound so cheap. And I haven't got a podcast studio.
Someone's actually said that.
Oh, I get loads of people going moaning about the sound quality and my lack of knowledge and stuff like that. And I'm going, yeah, you know, the BBC put podcasts out. They've got professional studios to do them in.
I know, but where's the fun in that?
Exactly. And I've checked them. Not one about Prison Cell Block H on the BBC. So fuck them, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I started watching the reruns they've been doing on on is it 5 Select.
But yeah, there's a couple of channels that started doing them on like channel 900 and something, whatever. The channels
Yeah,
that no one's ever heard of, and they showed like the first 100 episodes, then stopped. And I'm
yeah.
not quite sure what happened with them because I knew a couple of people who were watching along on that, and they've had to revert to the YouTube ones because of
They probably run out of money.
maybe, and they would just and they just start. They'd be like a week off, then they'd start from episode 1 again. So it must be like a rights thing or something.
Possibly. But yeah, I just started watching them just before Christmas. And then I thought, yeah, I wonder if there was something on the telly about podcasts. And I thought, yeah, I wonder if there's a prisoner podcast. So
There's
I just,
loads. Well, I say there's loads. There's 9.
oh,
This
what?
is this is rated 9th.
Right. Well, I just on Amazon Music, I just typed it in, and you
Wait,
came
did this
up.
come up first? Did this come up first on Amazon Music?
Yeah, and it was the only one.
Take that, talking prisoner, with
Yeah,
your 10 years of very popular and well respected episodes.
yeah. You said this was the only one that came up. I thought, all right, that's an omen.
No, that's absolutely fine. I'm gonna have a good word with Amazon and say, well done for your search engine being shit.
Yeah. Is it
It's
rigged?
well, I'm fine with it being rigged if it is. No, mine does have prison cell block H in the title. Mine says no lagging, a prison cell block H podcast in the actual title of it. So I wonder if that helps if you just search for prison cell block H.
In one of the episodes, you were talking to someone about when you were thinking of names for the podcast. No Lagging is by far the best name.
Well, it's better. Vinegar Tits is clearly the best name, but I couldn't probably call the podcast Vinegar Tits.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never actually checked. I've never searched on like Spotify, see if there's any podcast that got tits in the title.
Uh-huh.
But I thought, why risk it? So when were you first introduced to the show then? I presume you'd seen it before Christmas.
I had. Well, I suspect I'm around the same age as you.
28.
Of course.
Audio podcast, so they don't know any better.
Well, yeah, I'll go with that. So I first came up on Prisoner, I think it was around 1989, 1990. And I was still at school. I think I was doing my A levels, or maybe a little bit before then. And I don't know how I discovered it. I just did, and it was pretty much close to the beginning, because I remember the beginning episode, and like the characters first getting introduced in a
Yeah, 89 would be about right, I think, for the Northeast.
Yeah, Time
I
T.
think so. Yeah, the Central was about 8, was a bit earlier than everything else, and then there was a few others, but I think 89 sounds about right.
But like, it was like hidden away in the schedule. I think it was 11:05 on a Thursday night. So I'd have like a routine. I'd like watch a bit of Question Time on BBC One. God, and in those days,
They're two extremes, aren't they? Really, Question Time and then Prisoner.
I know it's a bit schizo, isn't it?
Yeah.
So back in those days, it was a guy called Robin Day who was doing Question Time. So I'm showing my age now.
Oh no, I think he was doing Question Time for about 100 years. I think that could cover any period of time. Yeah, Robin Day on Question Time.
Yeah. So I'd watch a bit of that, and I'd keep watching my watch because I didn't want to, miss any. And then I'd go to my room because, of course, I was like in my teens then. I was supposed to be going to bed for school the next day. And I would go to bed, but I'd have my telly on. So I was technically in bed. And then I'd watch Prisoner starting at 11:05. Sometimes actually, I think directly before Prisoner, I think Married with Children was on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's another late 80s favourite.
Yeah, they took that away in the schedule, at Time T's. Sometimes I'd watch that first, but then Then I'd watch Prisoner, and like the next day at school, I'd be absolutely knackered. But it would be worth it.
Did you have like a group of people at school who all watched it, or was this like your guilty secret?
Well, at first it was like my guilty secret, but then I don't ask how, but it just did. It came to light that there was a few other people who watched it.
Yeah, I think it was the same. I reckon it was the same for a lot of people.
Yeah, which was bizarre. It was like a guilty pleasure, and so we used to just like talk about that and take the mick out of it, as you do. And it was like, I think there was a lot of other people who probably did watch it but didn't admit to it. But
it was definitely like we would definitely talk about it the day after, and we sort of like in either like something good had happened, something bad had happened, but something had happened, and we'd always be talking about it the following day. I've got a feeling in Central it was on Central it was like Wednesdays. I've got a feeling,
right,
because it might have been something like Mondays and Wednesdays, because Central were big on it. You'd get trailers for Prisoner on Central. It wasn't like tucked away. They were proud of it. So,
oh no, I think we were a bit behind the times in the northeast, because we didn't get any trailers for it. That would have been great. Like occasionally, the most we got was like when they were announcing Married with Children, they'd say, "Oh, stay tuned for Prisoner." But no, we never got any trailers, anything. You guys were spoiled. There was a few. There was a few in the early days that I missed, but I watched it for about 3 to 4 years, and then the cast changed. So this was like I watched it till like around 82.
Yeah,
and like some of the big characters left. I'm just being a bit careful, to be honest, because what you like for spoilers? It's okay for me to say anything, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I doubt anyone. And also, this show's 40 odd years old. If people haven't seen it yet, that's on them, not me.
Definitely.
We're allowed. I mean, you're going to get one of the episodes and it's near the end, so that's the one it's thrown up. So I think we're fine at spoilers.
Right, brilliant.
But I suppose we should say, if you don't want to know what happened in an episode from 1985,
do one.
Yeah, do one, or mute it for a bit. I don't know how long we're going to talk about this. Just don't worry about it. That's the main. You'll be fine. That's it.
I'll worry too much.
That's my advice to anyone listening. Don't worry about it.
I'll go with that. So I watched it till around 82, maybe 83, after B had left, and then Myra became top dog, and then she kind of met a sticky end. Yeah. And then I stopped watching it then.
Sticky end being shot in the head.
Well, to be honest with you, I couldn't remember really what happened. Oh yeah,
it was the siege. It was the siege, wasn't it? She got shot during the siege.
And I've got a vague recollection, very vague though. But it wasn't the same, because all them great original characters, they seemed to kind of be like a mass exodus. They seemed to leave in quite close succession.
We were recording one a couple of weeks ago, and we got an episode that was in like the 500s. It was either the late 400s or early 500s, whatever. And it was when it had all like the new characters had just come in, like right. the Barnhurst lot.
I've heard about them.
We were talking about that era and how it was just shit. They tried to change too much too quickly, and it just didn't work. Yeah. And it's kind of like considered the low period of the show. And yeah, they're right. It is the worst period. There's still some good stuff in there, but it's the weakest time, I think.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, whoever had the job of like coordinating all the actors' contracts.
I think that was always that was like a long running issue with the show, I think.
Because they just all seem to leave at the same time, which is
apparently they weren't very well paid either, which didn't help.
Apart from Val Lehman.
Well, no, but that's only because every time at the end of every series, she threatened not to come back unless they gave her a decent deal. And when they didn't do that, she left.
Well, I'm thinking more the residuals thing.
Yeah, I think she owns a chunk of the name, or not the name, but the like when they do the reunion shows and that kind of thing, it's her company, I think,
Right.
who put all those on. So I think as a promoter, she earns a fair whack of the prisoner name for these reunions and that kind of thing.
I think so. And also, I've read like online in a few places that when it came to the original contract, she didn't sign like a waiver, like everyone else signed. So like for like like future technologies and stuff that might make use of prisoner and use her image, she didn't like sign any waiver for that. So
the image rights she was able to negotiate separately, essentially, or something like that.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, something like that no one else got. And I read that some of the other actors weren't very happy when occasionally she would mention it in an interview.
That was good. That's good advice that she got then. So whoever was advising her got it right, and not who was advising the rest of them. But
definitely.
It's not like they're overrun with actors in Australia that they had to reuse the same ones 2 or 3 times, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it's not like these people weren't in a good position to negotiate.
Definitely. And for me, she was kind of the star of the show for me. I know for you it was the old JC.
Joan's the star, yeah.
Yeah. Bless her.
I think you've got to be on Team Joan, otherwise you've got the show wrong. Unless you're unless you're a fan of Joan, you're not a prisoner fan, as far as I can tell.
Oh, I'm a fan of her. She's just horrendous.
Oh yeah, she's absolutely horrendous, but she's the best character in the show by a mile.
So yeah, I stopped watching it around 83, and then TNT's must have shown the whole series. And then I remember when Channel 5 started, they started repeating some of them in the early hours on Channel 5.
Yeah.
I never watched them. And then, of course, the internet comes along and you realise they're all online. And there was times I thought, oh, well, shall I jump back in, from 83 and watch the rest? And I just never got round to it. But there was one day, don't ask why, but I just thought, I wonder what happens in the last episode.
Oh, right. So you jumped all the way to the end.
Yes, I just watched the last episode. And
I'll tell you what, I would honestly advise people, even if they've never watched the show, you can watch maybe like the last 10 episodes, just jump in and watch them as like a separate drama, and it will make sense. There's not much reference to stuff that's gone on before those episodes. You can watch the culmination of it, and you get a good idea of what the characters are like just from those 10 episodes. So it's actually pretty good. It does actually work that way.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's a banging final episode, isn't it?
It was, but it was just a little bit of a, I don't know. It felt like a little bit of an anticlimax in a way, because what happens to the freak in that episode, it's great and it's long overdue. But in a way, for me, it was kind of so long overdue that it kind of, I don't know, it had kind of lost a bit of its bite. I wish it had happened sooner in the series.
There were 3 ways it could end. Joan either becomes governor, gets killed, or gets arrested. Yeah. And I don't think they could kill her off, because I think they were still trying to bring the show back at that point. So it could have gone to a different network or something like that. So they couldn't kill her off, which leaves a choice between she either gets sent to prison or she gets made governor. And sent to prison is definitely the more satisfying storyline, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
No, yeah, but it's a great finish. I love hearing all these. I've never watched Game of Thrones, but I love hearing people cry about how bad the ending was of their favourite show, and I go, "Ha! My favourite show had a great ending."
Nah, I've never seen Game of Thrones, not one episode.
Doesn't appeal to me at all. I saw a trailer for it, and it just looked like some kind. It looked like the sort of film I wouldn't watch. So I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to watch 100 hours of it, am I? So
Nah, it was just. I just thought, oh well, it's a rip off of, I don't know, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's such a mixed bag as well. Like, most of the time the acting's really good, but sometimes it's not so good, and you can take the mick out of it. And
they do stand. I always think the shit actors stand out, which
yes,
shows how good the rest of the acting is. Is that if someone does come in and he's shit, it's noticeable. Whereas if it was always the case where the acting was shit, you wouldn't notice when a shit actor came in, would you?
Yeah, totally. And it always tends to be the same type of role, like a solicitor who's in like one episode.
Yeah, solicitors are generally quite bad, or pretty much any male character. They're generally quite crap. I reckon. I wonder if it's like a big part of the feminist movement is prison cell block H, because all the men in it are shit. I think that's probably about right. They're either psychopaths or just shit.
Or Ted Douglas.
Ted Douglas. Well, he's the most efficient man in the whole fucking show.
Harold Bishop.
Yeah. I think, yeah, and also that was one of the other things, because at the time I was probably watching Neighbours, and when I first saw Prisoner, I'm pretty sure it was one of the episodes that Ian Smith's in. Yeah. So I was like, whoa, it's a young Harold Bishop. Young, but younger Harold Bishop.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. You just go, right, oh, I'm in for that as well. That's another reason. And I didn't realize at the time that he's just a very small role in this.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking there, but I don't know if there was a little bit of crossover, because Neighbours started in 85, and of course Prisoner finished in 86.
Yeah, but over here, Prisoner is shown to cash in on the popularity of Neighbours, isn't it? When they're just buying up other Aussie TV shows because Neighbours has become popular. So they've gone, what else is there? Oh, there's this one. And that's how it first gets shown. So it's essentially Neighbours' fault that we all watch Prison Cell Block H.
I think so.
Yeah. Could be worse anyway. All right, so you reckon Myra getting killed is one of the latest moments you've seen, other than the finale?
Yes. So it's basically to Myra getting bumped off, and then there's the gap of those few hundred episodes.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably like maybe 150 episodes, I think, between that happening and the finale.
Right. Or you see, in my
maybe
head,
a bit more.
In my head, it feels longer somehow, the number of episodes.
I think they stopped doing 2 a week in Australia, so around that time. So that's why there's so many episodes for the early series and probably half as many for the later ones, because the series like 2 and 3 and stuff, they're like 100 episodes.
But out of those few hundred episodes that I haven't seen, of course, when I've been listening to your podcast, a few of those episodes have came up. So it's been interesting to kind of listen to the episode through the podcast, and hear about the characters and whatnot.
Yeah, you go, who the hell are all these people?
Yeah.
That's that kind of thing.
But like you said before, like each episode is kind of, in a way, it's kind of self-contained. So you just kind of, once you've, like watched or listened to a few minutes of it, you're hooked.
There's so many stories that don't run for that many episodes. So as long as you've got kind of like a little bit of a prelude going into it, and you know what the lead up is, you can go straight in on the story, and I think it does actually work in that way, which is kind of why I like doing the random episode selection, because half the people have never seen the episodes before on this, so it's a way of going, this is the situation we're in, away we go, and take it from there. And that's kind of how I want it to be. Obviously, you get other people who come on and go, well, I just have to mention what number episode it is, and they know every single thing about it.
Right.
I'm nowhere near that level of knowledge.
No, me neither.
The episode you've got though, you know how many episodes there are in total? Yeah, 692.
Yeah, but I only know that through listening to the podcast.
Well, that was because it was one of the questions in the quiz, wasn't it? One of them.
It was.
Might have been the first series. We've got episode 655.
Oh, hey, Megbot, you've done well.
Megbot, it's been upgraded for series 3. It's now the Megbot 3000. So
okay,
you know it can now find episodes that it probably couldn't find before. So things like 655, I think, was previously out of its reach.
Right. Hey, well, that's good because I was gonna. It should give us a dodgy one. I don't know, like episode 50 or something. You know, one that I've kind of seen fairly recently. I would have said, "Oh, you know, you're a cool
but you'll know all about it." The problem with doing these episodes where people haven't seen before is there's a tendency for people to just watch them.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's not a treat for an audio medium, is it?
Well,
to hear someone watching something.
We'll be all right.
Nah, I reckon we'll get by. Because you're probably going to have questions to ask about these people because you're not going to know most of them. But it does mean another bonus of having Megbot 3000 is that it does have a recap of episode 654 to give you the opportunity to be completely up to speed with what you're about to see. So
I love the voice. Is it the same voice?
The very cheap free one that you can get? Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's hear a recap of episode 654.
Previously on Prisoner Cell Block H, Spider tells Rodney that she still wants to be paid even though the tape is blank and threatens to inform on him. Lorelei returns from Gran's funeral, blaming herself for what happened. Joan tries to get her to look for a job and suggests that she contact the prison reform group. Rita tells the women they will use the tug-of-war contest to get back at Rodney. Wendy deliberately cheeks Meg to get to see the governor and tells Anne about the tape recorder planted by one of the officers but refuses to identify the officer involved as any disciplinary would blow her cover. The women suspect that the tape recorder was an attempt to find out the whereabouts of Lisa's boyfriend. Kath loses her temper with Rodney for failing to get evidence to clear her. He advises her to give herself up but Kath retorts she would end up in Blackmore. Joan bursts in on Meg and Wendy in Anne's office so Meg has to pretend to be administering discipline though it's suspicious that Meg is between the prisoner and the door with her back to it, as officers almost always face prisoners with the desk between them. Wendy is not pleased to find that in her absence Lisa has volunteered her to take part in the attempt to fix Rodney. Kath has to calm Rodney down when he seems to take advantage of having her alone in a hotel room. Joan warns Wendy that she's keeping an eye on her and when Anne asks the officers who was responsible for planting a tape recorder in the shower block Joan realizes the information must have come from Wendy. Joan catches Rodney hiding in the staff room and lets him know she has worked out who planted the tape recorder. Anne tries to call off the operation with Wendy but is ordered by the department to cooperate with the police. Dan tells Anne he's moving out which upsets her more than she expected. Merle wins the egg and spoon race. Wendy and Lisa stay inside for the sports contest and make mud with the dirt that Alice smuggled inside and then smear themselves with it. Rodney is volunteered to be first on the rope for the officers' tug-of-war team and is pulled into the mud. When he goes back inside, Wendy and Lisa attack him, tie him up in the rec room, and then clean themselves up. Joan finds Rodney trying to attract attention. He assumes that his attackers were women from the tug-of-war team. Anne repeats her offer to Pamela that she could move into the room in her house, which has become free earlier than she expected. Joan reports the attack on Rodney to Anne, just after she has told the Minster there were no incidents during the sports day. Afternoon tea for the women is cancelled as a punishment and the women are locked in their cells. Wendy refuses to give Anne any information about the bashing. The women make a noisy protest aimed at Rodney from their cells. Wendy again offers to help Lisa get a message out to Lester. Lorelei's custody case is moved forward to the following day. Rodney goes to meet Kath to find the police surrounding the hotel.
There you go.
Blimey, it sounds like the Lisa and Rodney show, whoever they are.
Well, Rodney is a screw,
Okay.
and Lisa, I'm wondering which Lisa we'll see, because Lisa was an actress who turned up for a few episodes, and then the actress was ill, but due to the shooting schedule, they went, yeah, we can't wait for it to get better, so they just recast after a few episodes. So the actress just changed.
It's bizarre. I've heard you talk about that in one of the episodes.
Yeah,
but like, I never saw it.
The second one who played Lisa, I really fancied her though. So it was I was more than happy with the change. So we'll find out which one it is.
I thought you were
tug of war. Tug of war and egg and spoon races though. So
are they really bad euphemisms?
No, it's essentially school sports day.
Right.
I like they go, the women are punished by being in their cells. You go, yeah, they're prisoners.
I know it sounds like they're being punished more having to do with the egg and spoon race.
Yeah, I'd hate to have to do the egg and spoon race now. I don't think I particularly was good at it when I was at school.
But have to do it in prison?
Yeah, to be forced to do the egg and spoon race just sounds awful.
That's just sadistic.
Yeah, so any other names leap out at you there?
Merle. Is that a man or a woman?
What, in a women's prison?
Well, it could be another, I don't know, it could be a dodgy solicitor, couldn't it?
It's a kind of childlike woman who's physically very strong, and Kath Maxwell kind of uses her as a heavy.
Right,
to,
okay.
All become clear.
I think I can kind of picture her.
Yeah, she looks like
that. Yeah.
that.
Bit like Monica Ferguson.
Oh no, let's say like bigger. Out. Monica was very tall. She was like 9 foot tall, wasn't she?
Yeah, at least.
Well, that's interesting. We were talking about Monica a couple of episodes ago when she came back as someone who wasn't Monica and looked and spoke exactly the same. And you go, why did they just bring Monica back?
No, I can't imagine that. I don't remember that happening, to be honest.
It was probably episode late 300s. She came back as a character who wasn't Monica, but had exactly the same hair and everything. Didn't try and disguise her voice. And anyone who's watching the show at that point just goes, "Well, that's Monica. Why is she pretending to be someone else?"
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They even gave Al Stewart some sunglasses to make him look different. So I don't know why they didn't do that for Monica.
That is bizarre because she was a really good character, and I thought she worked really well, with the others, like B and
Monica was good, yeah. I'm not sure what Monica might have been one of the ones who like end of contract and negotiations failed, so they suddenly disappear at one episode's notice. If you look for those, there's plenty of them throughout the course of the show.
Yeah, there is.
They just suddenly vanish, and you go, "Oh right, contract dispute, obviously."
And like other characters like Norleen Burke, who you keep waiting for them to come back, and they never did.
They're never mentioned again. And her entire family was so entertaining.
Totally.
They were just thick as pig shit.
Where?
Yeah, those early years, I very much enjoyed the whole Burke family. They're tremendous fun.
My brother was in it, and the daughter, obviously, who
the thick child, whatever his name was, who later comes back as a solicitor or something.
Oh, right, see, I don't remember that bit either. That's something to look forward to.
But pretty much all the guys who played these like relatively small male characters, so many of them come back as other small male characters later on. So there'll be like a lawyer, or there'll be a witness, or a judge, or something like that. There's so many of them. It's quite weird. You can go on IMDb and just look at all the actors and the amount who've played more than one character. It's
bizarre.
It is. It's very good though, but it's I suppose in a long running series, in a relatively small pool of actors like Australia, it's going to happen, isn't it? So,
Definitely.
all right. So, are you ready for this? Are you ready for episode 655?
We aye.
Right. This is going to be something. I've got no idea. I don't watch these back before I show them on here, but I've got no real idea of what's about to happen. So,
have you not
I
seen
want to see
before?
No, I've seen them all, but I don't know specifically what's going to happen.
Okay.
I don't know it just from the episode number. So, let's have a look.
Why not watch along with us? It's the best way to enjoy our insightful analysis. There's a YouTube link in the episode blurb.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not dobbing in anyone just to help out some fool officer who got what he deserved.
That's Wendy.
No one deserves a beating.
I think-
prisoner
recognise
or
them,
officer.
yeah.
That depends which side of the bars you're looking through.
Oh, so that's Lisa one.
Somehow, though, and real soon.
I recognise her though. She's just been on Prisoner
Totally bust.
from a few hundred before.
Not much better
Oh,
off than
almost
you,
certainly.
Well, you better organise something too. You go crazy in here without the little sidelines. Yeah.
I think Lisa's
Listen,
boyfriend was a drug
Maybe I
dealer
could
or
get my
something like
contact
that.
to get onto Lester for you.
Okay.
Well, there's no harm in asking. Yeah? That'd be great.
The PRG have pulled strings and they brought the custody case forward.
That's Laura Lee. She's always crying.
They thought they were filming things.
Very
I'll never
80s.
get Zoe back the way
Yeah, she's. They got her on a free transfer from Dynasty.
What's going on? Exactly. Something to do with an escaped crim being held up there.
Are they still in there?
Nah, she took off.
That's
Cops came
Rodney, by the
screaming around
way.
corner and I nearly took off myself.
Nice shot up his nose.
Yeah, he's pleased. But I mean, you just got to imagine the position of the cameraman, who's actually in the footwell of the passenger seat.
Oh, we're free! We're free! Hey, yeah, look! Blue sky!
Okay, that's enough. Oh, dead set, Mr. Jackson. You don't know what it's like being locked in with these two.
Blimey, look who's talking! I told you not to eat cabbage last night.
All right, ladies, it's up to you. Do you want to go
That's Rita on the right, Lurch on the left.
Okay.
Hey, who's on
And that's not Aid Edmondson behind Rita, even though you'd swear it was. That's Mel.
She's still running, but she nearly got sprung at a motel last night.
She's all right, isn't she? They didn't hurt her?
Nah, they missed worse luck.
Hey, this Lorna.
Stop worrying. She made it. Good news, hey?
Lorna's always there.
Yeah. She must have a good contract.
Yeah, Lorelai is always either really happy or upset about something.
Judge, the same as you did for your
Hey,
own case.
even
Should I?
John looks even
Without
butcher than
getting into that one,
usual.
really. Oh, if that's the way you think, there's no point trying, is there?
You know what they think of us criminals. We're not even human. We've got no rights. You said so yourself.
The child's natural mother. No one can deny that.
Then why are they doing it? It's not even fair.
Laurie, the PRG went to a great deal of trouble to get the case heard today. They did it for a very good reason.
They just don't want the hosking lawyer to find out about me. 3 previous convictions, no job, no place of abode, no husband.
Everything you did for the child.
I don't think they'll see it that way, do you? I mean, what have I got? I don't even have a character.
I
with
think
cover.
she's
No
recently
husband.
stole her kid
I'll be your
From-
character witness.
whoever had her.
I'm just trying to get used to Joan being,
Doing all this for me.
I don't know, so kind of civilised with a prisoner.
Now, if I'm going to get time off, I better be at work.
I think it was one of those occasions where they tried to humanise her a bit.
Yes.
Right.
I'll be there as soon as.
But then they realised what the fans want is
forget to look
Joan
up.
to be a psycho.
Yeah.
What was that story you told me last night about being at work by 8:30? Who'll supervise the floggings?
Floggings are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's the rack and thumbscrews today.
Big day.
Not really. I just have to get these into head office, the monthly pilgrimage.
Here.
Good God, you don't expect me to eat that.
Of course.
It's all fried. It's so early.
It's lovely, isn't it? Now eat up.
Thank you, but I'll have to get myself a cup of tea in a minute.
I thought so. And you didn't sleep either.
I did, as a matter of fact. Now, what's all this about?
I am trying to identify what
I know
that
you're
food
going
is.
through. First night without him. Now you're not
Ooh.
eating before
Six
long.
bacon and
Serious.
scrambled
So
egg.
am I. You're in luck, Madigan.
Well, if
That's
you
what I
want to turn
think.
down good professional advice, that's up to you.
Well, they look like there are some kind of brown lumps that look like onion barges.
Yes, I'll wait, thank you.
That's Kath Maxwell.
Okay.
Staff room, Adam speaking. What the hell are you calling me here for?
Listen to me. Someone recognised me, so I have to get out of these clothes. Find something, anything, size 14. Now, there's an old disused service station about 15 kilometres south of Red Hill. I'll be waiting.
Oh, a disused service station from the Scooby-Doo book of locations.
I think so.
Hello. Yes, I think I've seen that escaped convict. Sergeant who?
You big snitch.
Rodney, you plonker.
Oh, I recognise Joyce.
Oh, good morning, Joan. Running a little late this morning, are we?
Obviously, is Reynolds in her office?
No, won't be until a bit later on. She's got an appointment at head office at 11.
Maybe I'll get her at home.
Oh, well, let me.
I can do it.
Oh, it's no trouble.
I love how Joan has no time for Joyce whatsoever.
Just not our type.
Just hates having to deal with her.
She's still missing. Yes, sir. I believe you have some information that could help us.
Fine, I'll see she...
Well, I might be wrong, of course, but I'm pretty sure I just saw her out of Red Hill.
An outgoing call on the board?
Yes, staff room. Why?
Nothing.
Thank you, sir. We'll certainly follow it up. And your name?
I'd rather not get involved. It's just I'm...
There's no way they'd have heard her say that because she had her hand over.
Exactly.
I love in those old spy thrillers where someone would put a handkerchief over the phone and it'd disguise their voice. You go, no, it'd just muffle it, wouldn't it?
Is Red Hill another prison?
Yeah. No, it's where Kath has gone on the run to.
Okay. Hey, Meg's got a perm.
I know that this was the only time in the whole show that they changed her hair, and they were so outraged they cancelled the show because Meg changed her hair. And the guy on the left who looks like Aid Edmondson is Meg's son, who earlier in the series is about 12.
Yeah, I remember him.
And then 2 years later, he's been in the army and is 30.
Well, it must age you.
Looks like it's up to your top dog to set the example, right, Alice?
Oh, no worries, Mr. Jackson. I've just got to go to the loo. I'll be back in a minute. I've got to go.
Hey, it's very nice that that you called Barry Pryor.
Reassemble here in 3 minutes now. Off we go.
I mean, what else are you going to call her?
I'm safe anyway. I saw my own dentist before they threw me in here. How about you? Lisa, you okay?
Yeah. Hey, were you serious?
I wonder if this is Lisa One's last episode.
Hang on, I don't want to stick my neck out.
I don't think she's in many.
You won't have to, honest.
Right.
All right, what do you got on your mind?
When she comes back, is she like
Get a message through to Pete
looks very
Hargraves,
different?
everything will be okay.
Well, yeah, she hasn't got blonde hair for a start. She's got dark
Why
hair.
don't you phone him? Because the screws have been told to listen into all my
Someone was
calls.
having a laugh.
You call
The first scene the new one's in, it shows her like
There's no risk of
dyeing her hair or whatever.
Okay.
But it's also they haven't explained why it's a lot longer.
Well, you can't have everything.
I'll tell you what, I don't like it.
This they made the effort.
They made half the effort, yeah. We'll change the colour of the hair, but we won't cut it. That's Mel, she's stupid.
The sooner it'll be over. Rubbish. Dr. Eastman's one of the best dentists in the state.
What's everyone so scared of then?
Merle. Come on, Merle. Out you come.
I don't wanna.
Do you want everyone to think you're scared?
I don't care, I'm not coming out.
Is this a lot?
Almost. Do me a favour and take this lot through to Eastman, will you?
Hold on,
You've got a choice. Take this lot back or get Merle
I think
behind the dryer.
they've got Joan being a bit nice in some episodes because they brought Rodney in to be the dickhead screw.
Well, when I write to the club and tell them that you were too
So is that
scared to go to
Marty?
the dentist,
Yeah.
Do that.
Right.
Just please don't do that. I have to give me.
But based on that earlier series, he's about 14.
Because the others did, right?
No, I was scared.
And then he was in the Navy for 2 years.
He's in the Navy for 2 years, and he's now back, age 14.
Oh, that must mean something, that shot.
As you know, this room is usually far less formal than our colleagues in the criminal court are used to. Unfortunately, all that is
That guy looks like Reece Shearsmith.
It does, doesn't it? He's a kind of Reece Shearsmith, Kevin Eldon. He looks like both of them at the same time.
Miss Wilkinson is a suitable mother. Agreed, Mr. Wilmot. But if this criminal record helps us determine the character of Miss Wilkinson, then I think we should hear it. Mr. Bryce.
I won't take up your time with details, Your Honour. These papers testify to 3 previous convictions in Queensland, all for monetary gain by fraudulent means, plus a police report on a similar charge in August of this year.
Oh, really, Your Honour? Miss Wilkinson was acquitted on that charge. Would everyone sit down, please?
Yeah, the actual legal things that happen in this, they'd be thrown out in some cases. Like in the real world, you couldn't introduce something in court that had been thrown out of court already.
Too, but my father was very sick, and
She reminds me a bit of Chrissy Latham. She's like a more polished version.
Well, same sort of hair.
I don't know, the look on her face.
Already checked
In the laundry, yes, I know.
You know something that I don't you?
Not at all. All I know is that Alice is missing and we've got to find her, and that's all there is to it. Now, where was Merle?
Between the dryers.
Are you sure Jenkins wasn't there too?
Come off it, those two aren't exactly midgets.
Not at all. I mean, especially Alice. Have you noticed how lumpy she's been getting lately?
Yeah. Oh, well, I suppose when you get to her age, it's understandable.
I wonder where she is. Oh, well, we better get on with her. Bring the skip.
One of my favourite things in the whole show is when Anne Yates dies in the big dryer.
Oh, yeah.
Now, who's next?
Even though it's not shown, it's just fucking horrific, isn't it?
It is. And like, they're all joking about it at the same episode.
Hey, what was that crap about me being...
We covered it in one of the previous series, and the excitement when we realised it was going to be that episode, we were like, yes.
Disused service station near Red Hill. Anonymous phone call.
Everything's lighter than the earlier episodes.
Well, because they always used to wear like dark blue, and now they're wearing kind of khaki.
Yeah, but it looks like the sets are like lit brighter.
Almost certainly are as well, because some of it is the darkest show that's ever been made. Yeah, the later series are so much more colourful, but I'm pretty sure they couldn't be less colourful than the early ones.
The judge is no fool. He knows his job and he knows how they can twist words.
How can he say those things? He doesn't even know me.
Come on, John, get your gloves out.
The family court is the only court where you can identify the innocent
So is that on
party at the start of any hearing.
Not at all.
Of course, I'm talking about the child. Normally, we have to deal with the collapse of the mother-father relationship. Not so in this case, and yet our responsibility.
God, he looks a good age, doesn't he?
The child.
I don't know. He might be 37.
The love you have for your daughter is very evident.
Maybe he was in the Navy too.
He's aged really badly,
However,
yeah.
I must take into consideration your criminal record.
He's Marty's
which
school
would appear
friend.
is of a recidivistic
Right.
nature. Consequently, this court must and will give custody of Zoe Wilkinson to Ivan and June Hosking.
He made the call.
That's a bit harsh.
I was too busy coughing there. I took it off
Lorelei didn't get custody.
Look, all this could be reversed in 6 months' time. Yeah, but the judge...
Apparently they were concerned about the amount of hairspray the child would ingest.
In the meantime,
Hey, don't forget the shoulder pads.
and I can
Yeah. They could have someone's eye out.
free now. I'm not tied down with any kid.
You've got visiting rights.
Stand there, visiting rights.
Mr. Hosking, I don't think
No, please.
We know how you feel and we're sorry. Just please know that we love her and we'll always take care of her.
She likes fairy tales. So you must tell her one in the morning and one at night.
Yes, my
They
wife
must be happy. Especially the one at night. You must never ever make the ending sad. Everyone must live happily ever after. Do you understand that, Mr. Hosking?
I can't unsee Reece Shearsmith now.
I know. It's uncanny.
Upset. You've been crying, if you must know, you look bloody awful. Is that the way you want Zoe to see you? Not giving her much to remember.
No, you're right.
Now I have to go back to work. Will you be all right? I'll go back to the flat and I'll call you when I can.
Come on, Joan, get to ruining Rodney's life. Come on, that's what we want.
I'll see you when I get back there, okay?
I'd be interested to see the lead up to this.
Busy things?
It's bizarre seeing Joan being so nice to her.
I think she knows Lorelei going back quite a while, like her previous prison.
Okay.
So she's nice to Lorelei, but still Joan to everyone else.
Okay.
I just remembered. I got false teeth. Doesn't work, Lurch already tried that one. In. Oh.
Pick a card, Wen.
Yeah, later, Merle, okay?
Listen, who do I have to say about making a phone call around here?
Me. But I suggest you improve your tone of voice before you try it.
What do you mean? Oh, I get it. How much do you want?
No, I don't think you've got it at all. Right, I'll take you to reception.
Wendy's undercover, but I'm sure you've worked that out. They haven't exactly disguised it very well.
Time down the gym from now on. Why?
The girl on the left.
Kath Max will come back.
No, Wendy, the one who was in the yellow coat.
Okay.
10 to 1 she doesn't. It's full. They even had to let the short timers out to make room.
So she comes back here, big deal.
Will be when she finds out your dopey mate's calling herself.
Pretty sure she was in it before as well, Spider.
I didn't hear that.
The one on the left.
Hear that? Sound like a top dog to you?
Oh, right, nice, huh?
Miss Jenkins, I only want to look. I don't know what to say. I haven't even touched you yet.
Wow. I didn't realise Wentworth had a dentist.
Dear, you're standing on your own foot. Just relax your leg.
They've pushed the boat out.
Better. Right now. Open up.
I assume it turns up once a year.
Miss Jenkins?
I can't. My mouth aren't open. I got lockjaw.
It's really the worst case I've ever seen. I didn't want to use gas, but... Just a mask, please, nurse. Now, you see this? It's called nitrous oxide. Some people call it...
Oh, put it on her.
It's really rather pleasant. I promise you there's nothing to be frightened of.
Oh, that's better.
That's the good stuff.
You're wasting your time. I'm not saying anything until I've seen Mrs. Reynolds.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Maxwell, this is ridiculous. You've been through this procedure before.
And I'll go through it again after I've seen Mrs. Reynolds.
When you have confirmed that your name is Catherine Maxwell and that the charge is correct, then
the
maybe...
The charge is not correct. I did not escape.
Well, that's a new one. You didn't escape. What are we supposed to charge you with then? Stepping out for a while? Now stop
You tell
this
her.
nonsense. Your name is Catherine Maxwell. Is that correct?
No. My name isn't Catherine Maxwell. So you've either got the wrong papers or the wrong person.
I know you, Maxwell. I have known you for some time.
But until I confirm what's on that charge sheet, you can't induct me. And I'm not going to until I've seen the governor.
Got you there,
Mr.
Joyce?
Adams, take her to a holding cell.
I want to see the governor.
Don't be so ridiculous, Maxwell, and if you don't stop this nonsense, you'll be put in solitary. Mr. Adams.
Are you all right?
What do you think?
Yes, I know. They didn't hurt you, did they? How the hell did they find out? I mean, who told them?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here, would I?
Rodney, you shit.
Oh, my
your mouth, Lurch. You look like an old derro.
Well, it's all right for you. You didn't have no needles.
No way. I can't stand the bloody thing.
But you had fillings. One. I had three.
Hey, this is new, the pool table.
If he wanted to pull out every tooth in my head,
Really?
There's no way I was going to let him stick a needle in me. Yeah, well,
Trying to work out when they got the pool table. Seems like I've had it quite a while.
Must have been after the Great Fire. I wouldn't trust them with the balls.
No one will tell me about
Yeah, weirdly, they're allowed pool balls in a prison. At no point have they thought they might
have left something out.
put them in a sock and use them as a weapon.
But you got it because you're top dog.
Go on, Lurch. Kath would really appreciate you worrying about her too.
Spider?
No, I mean it. I tell you what, though, I wouldn't like to be around when you tell her she's not top dog anymore.
Why don't you go down to the security gates, Mel? Maybe one of the officers in admin will have heard something.
Come on. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, you Spider. Behave yourself.
If anyone's interested, I've just seen that Cap Maxwell that everyone's been talking about.
Where?
Adam's just taking her down to the holding cells.
Wendy is dressed like a kids' TV presenter, isn't she?
All fixed, but listen, no more favours like that, all right?
She should be on Chock-a-Block or something.
I really appreciate it.
It's very
Did you say when you see
mumsy.
Lester? Yep, that's a good old Lester. I'll know all about it in about half an hour. You beauty!
That's why she's so unconvincing in a prison where she just doesn't look like she should be in prison.
I don't think I fully understand what you're saying.
For God's sake, it had nothing to do with me. I was abducted. I did not escape. I can't make it any clearer than that, can I?
No, but you could make it a little more civil unless you want more trouble than you already have. No, I think I understand why the police didn't believe you. Not many people are dragged screaming from this place, Maxwell. It just doesn't happen.
It's the truth.
And the whole thing was masterminded from here?
Yes. How many times do I have to say it?
Can you prove that?
No, and they know I can't.
All right, then tell me who they
Basically,
are.
there's a battle between Kath and
If you
Rita
won't give
to
me
be top
names,
dog.
Maxwell, what do you expect me to do about it? How am I supposed to act on this?
Rita arranged for Kath to be kidnapped.
It's up to the visiting justice. You'll be kept in solitary until
Excuse me, Governor. Solitary's full after the fight in Abler.
Well, there's an empty cell in D corridor. Put her in there and treat her to solitary. Maxwell, you're a fool. You put yourself in a no-win situation and then expect to get out of it by insulting my intelligence. It won't work.
You can't tell at the moment, but Kath Maxwell's hair is ridiculously long.
Been wrong. Mightn't have been Kath after all. Oh, I think it was Mel.
It looked a bit like Princess Leia.
Mrs. Reynolds must really be going
In the
mad.
Who does?
I know. Let's do the calling out thing.
Is that Star Wars?
Return of the Jedi, yeah, that's Star Wars.
There you go. For all the people who think I know nothing about Star Wars, there you go. I just fucking nailed that.
They might not let us see her if we make too much noise.
They wouldn't stop me seeing her. They wouldn't. They better not, because she's me mate.
Princess Leia, Skywalker, and
Screws would have moved us on
another
by
one.
now. Teaching us a lesson, are they?
They like showing
Still
off when
Waters.
they catch someone. I reckon it stops anyone else from escaping.
Oh, jeez, that bloody gas is still working.
Must be pretty good stuff. Wasn't that little cylinder thing, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Why?
I was just wondering.
Wouldn't, would you?
Kath!
Line up against the wall.
Kath! They didn't
Line
hurt
up or you
did
can
they?
all go back to the
No,
rec
they
room.
didn't. Jeez, I'm glad you're back. I really missed you. Oh, we've got some real nice people in since you left. And Lisa's been showing us magic tricks.
No
and...
talking, Jones.
Why not?
Yes, I was real upset when she ran off like that, weren't she, Lou?
Well, imagine this.
Enough to give a girl a complex.
I'm warning you.
I think Rita'd be better.
Read, not heard.
Right. Now, officially, Maxwell is in solitary. There'll be no talking, no passing of goods, no communication of any kind. Understood? Understood?
Oh, I thought
No.
we were allowed to talk.
Just get back to your work areas. Move.
Gee, it's nice to have her back, eh, Lutz? Yeah. Kind of gives you a warm feeling all over, don't it? Oh, Mr. Eastman, I thought you would have taken lunch in the staff room.
Oh, well, yes, but we couldn't find anybody to lock the room.
Oh, well, we'll look after that. We just want to clean up this broken glass.
I do. Oh, come along, Miss Walker. We'll get a real cup of tea.
That sandwich looked so unappetizing.
Most of it, but there might be some small pieces.
Yeah, thanks.
That actor was praying that Meg would walk in there so he didn't have to bite it.
Hargraves was picked up by your lot before he even got to Lisa's friend.
Picked up why? We didn't want him.
Apparently, he assaulted 2 young uniformed police when they stopped him for speeding.
Stupid bastards.
So it looks like we've got you for a bit longer.
Yeah, well, you don't have to look so happy about it.
Believe me, I'm not.
Hi, Eddie.
G'day, girlie. They told me you'd gone up north.
Oh, yuck, no. Too many monsoons and alligators and things. Your horse?
Yeah, what do you think of it?
It's beautiful. It's going to win you lots of money.
Not if it keeps running tyres like that. Need to have a word with the vet, I think.
The vet, is she sick?
So do you think she's going to end up back inside?
So what's the trouble?
But I know exactly what happens. What I always like is when they cut to something completely unrelated, you're immediately trying to work out how it relates to someone going to prison.
Tell me about your girl.
Nah, that was a dreadful mistake. I was acquitted.
Good lass. Cost you much?
Nothing. I handle my own defence.
Oh. So what do you want from me?
A passport? For Zoe and me, we're skipping the country.
It's expensive.
I haven't got any money yet.
His jumper is weird. The neck should be tight, but it looks like it's quite a long way from where a neck would normally be.
Well, it was the 80s.
What? Famous wide-necked era.
Where do you want us?
Over on the table, please.
Oh, it doesn't look too good, does it? Are you going to whip them all out?
Not at all. This young lady's got a fine set.
Keep yourself nice.
Sorry?
Don't worry about it, Doc. You got any dirties? Dirty towels. I'm doing the laundry pickup.
Oh, I see. Yes, over there on the basket in the corner.
You're not going to put that in her mouth, are you? It's covered in blood. Oh, no, it isn't. It's rust. Sorry, Doc.
Now. Now, don't move your mouth. You'll lose all the...
Oh, gee, that's nice, isn't it? You try and help someone and all they can tell you is to...
Miss, would you mind?
That is well dodgy, that incidental music.
I tell you what, Vic.
It is, yeah.
For a bloke with shaky hands.
So, sometimes it's good, but when this sort of thing comes on, you go, who chose this?
All you have to do is be nice to a couple of those.
Who are they?
George Arnold and Terry Jensen.
The bookies?
You know?
No, but I've heard of them. They're straight, aren't they?
Yeah, the bludgers try to get me banned from the track. Anyway, they always drive home together after every meeting. Same car, same route, and a bag full of cash.
Ed, are you sure you want me to...
Can you see where this is going?
Sweetheart.
I think so.
Here. Be nice to them. You know, give them the treatment.
The old dodgy
Then on the way
passport.
home, they're going to find you on the side of the road, all smashed up. Well, they'd have to stop, wouldn't they?
When?
Tomorrow.
Merle. How'd you know it was me?
Stay there, you'll be on.
That's a pretty good drawing for Mel, to be
I
fair.
waited until Miss Ferguson had shut the gates and then I snuck out. It's clever, eh?
It was pretty clever.
What's Merlin
Now,
for?
was everyone nice to you while I was away?
Presumably beating someone up.
No.
Okay.
Why'd you go, Kath? Wasn't something I said, was it? Wasn't something I'd done?
No, don't be silly.
Because if it was, you could have just said, because I know I'm not as smart as the others, but...
No, it had nothing to do with you. I wouldn't leave without saying something to you.
But you did.
I was abducted. I'm kidnapped. A man forced me to go with him.
Who? Who was it?
I don't know, but I know who sent him.
You tell me, Kath, you tell me who done it, and I'll get him, and I'll do things.
Later, but not now. We have to find the right time, then we'll do it together. I wouldn't leave you, Merle. I'd never do that.
I shouldn't have done it, Kath, because I thought it was my fault, and I felt rotten, and I wanted to say that I was sorry, but I didn't know what I'd done.
Oh, bloody hell! Why didn't you whistle or something? Thought you was a screw.
I had to go.
So she's inflating balloons with the laughing gas.
Yeah, and
Of course they bloody will. Hey, you haven't been sneaking a freebie, have you? You're silly as a wheel.
It's not my fault. Bloody stuff keeps leaking out every time I try and charge a balloon. Here, you have a go. Oh, German buggerlet!
Hey, look, you haven't been tying these too tight, have you? You still want the gas to come out?
No, they're okay. Show me what you're going to do with the freezer bags. Right. Hey, Ree. You're doing this so I look good as top dog.
also,
right?
so it's so easy to get laughing gas in prison.
Don't pocket this unless it's bent.
So they get a canister like that, and the dentist doesn't immediately notice.
Especially now that Maxwell's coming back. She's history.
Well, it's a necessity in prison.
Yeah.
I'm a bloody genius. No wonder they voted me for top dog.
Lurch is another one who's thick, by the way, just in case they haven't made that obvious.
Bad luck, Maxwell. Someone must have it in for you.
I can do without the sarcasm if
Hey,
you don't
Joan's
mind.
back.
If Mrs. Reynolds didn't believe
Oh, yeah,
the
it's a
story,
proper
I certainly
Joan.
don't expect you to.
Just being friendly.
And I'm being
I
realistic.
wonder why she keeps
I
that
doubt
crunching.
You need friends.
You want to be my friend.
Why not? Oh, I realise I turned you down once before as a business partner, but we all make mistakes, and I'm ready to rectify that.
Friend and business partner. Well, if I'd known that, I would have come back earlier.
You got brains, Maxwell. You stand out from the others.
So now you want me to forget all the past nasties and put you on the payroll?
Not quite the words I would have used, Maxwell, but something like that, yes.
Sorry, no vacancies.
Really? Then why don't you sack your pet screw?
Oh.
Bad mistake, Maxwell. You underestimated me.
Well, as you said, we all make mistakes.
And Adam
Is that
was your
Rodney?
biggest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you ask him about the phone call he made this morning to the police? Something about a disused service station?
There you go. This music's bang on.
He was the only one who knew where you were. Oh, Maxwell, about us working together. Think about it.
That's the Joan that we love.
It is.
All right,
Bless her.
shops open, fags are up 20 cents.
You're joking. That makes them $3.
$3.10. I'm deadly serious. Okay, who's buying?
Forget it. Smoking's a wealth hazard when you're around. Hey, all right, girls, it's party time, right?
Do you mind? I'm trying to run a business.
Well, keep running. We're not stopping you. Yeah, we're going to give them a good time for free.
Free? Don't listen, Spidey. You'll break out in a rash. Get on.
Hey, all those who want a bit of a giggle, get here.
All right, up. Right, what's going on?
We'll tell you in a minute. I'll let you. I didn't bring a pin, did you?
No. Anyone got one?
I can sell you a whole box of them.
Yeah, they'll get pins in fucking prison.
We'll all get close enough, you'll find out.
I wonder what's happened to Lil and Bev.
It's working, Reed. I can hear it escaping. We're having a birthday party for Spider, Miss Ferguson.
Hey, that was 3 months ago.
Yeah, and she spat the dummy because the girls at C Block wouldn't give her a party or nothing. So, you know what a big bunch of softies we all are.
Yeah, and we didn't steal it or nothing, so it's all right, isn't it?
No, it is not.
Stupid bitch.
Pamela, no. Well, I don't care. I'm not interested. And I'm sure Meg wouldn't be either. Well, you had no
What the
right
fuck's
to not
Pamela
ask me
suggesting?
first. What if...
I dread to think.
I'm serious, Pam. I'm not going to. Pamela! I don't believe that woman. She's
The Anne, Pam, and Meg three-way.
Miss
You
Madigan,
dirty
with the
bitch,
emphasis on
Pamela.
bad, has arranged blind dates for us. Yeah, I thought you'd be impressed.
A blind date? I mean, you mean...
Stop laughing. This is serious.
Well,
I've never been on a blind.
mainly you, Meg, is the laughing bit.
You wouldn't.
Well, I'm game if you are. Why not?
Because...
Meg always has a queue of blokes after her. And it's
Someone's got
fucking baffling to me.
And who are these blind dates?
Who knows?
They're blind, Meg.
Pamela, they're probably 20-year-olds with muscle-bound heads.
She wouldn't.
She would. Oh, by the way, it's tonight. pick you up at 7:30.
Yep, you argued your way out of that one, Meg. Well done.
So you lost a few balloons, so what? Spider, shut up.
I wonder what we've missed out on.
We had the best deal going this joint has ever seen, and this stupid bitch messes it all up.
Look, if it's balloons you want, I can sell you a whole box of them. Cost you that.
Stick 'em. How did you go?
Looks like she's taken to the staff room. Oh, Simpson, you owe us. Oh, you what? Anyone know what she's talking about? Well, them balloons.
The dining room hasn't been on once yet.
Now you know what I'm talking about?
That's because it's the rec room at the moment. It's so obviously the same set.
I don't know what you mean.
Dr. Eastman's a lovely man, but the trouble we had to go through. Oh, those women don't know when they're well off. You're right, of course, if they had to pay. Good heavens. Where did they come from? Oh, they were in the rec room. The women were fooling around with them, so I confiscated them. What harm would that do? Oh, they'd have found a way. Oh, Joe, really? Oh, I suppose you want to take them back. Oh, no, of course not. I'm not in the habit of countermanding orders. No, I know how you like to keep in good with them. Here, I'll make it easier for you to carry them.
That was the most ridiculous and childish thing I have ever seen in my life. Oh, look, you missed one. Oh, dear. I do hope that poor Lorelei doesn't mind living with you. I hope she's got enough sense not to leave her child with you.
She can't. The court refused custody.
That's terrible.
To be fair, Joan laughing at Lorelei losing custody of her kids, isn't that out of character for her?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Which one do you think the lolly is under? Nah, that's $3 million, Jeremy. Oh,
I can't believe they're allowed snooker cues and.
Mr. Pringle, come and have a look at my new trick. Come and see where you put the lolly under.
I always say when these sort of things are noticed, don't pull at that thread.
Same reason Miss Ferguson took our balloons, I suppose.
Oh,
Bizarre.
see. That was a mistake.
Okay, look, you put the lolly under the thing.
And Miss Ferguson realised her mistake when she got to the staff room.
You mean we can have our balloons back?
Oh, yes, well, normally you could, but you see, there's been a bit of an accident, and... Oh, it's easy, Merle, it's that one.
Oh, no, not yet, because I haven't said the words.
Oh,
What
sorry.
kind of accident?
Round
Accident?
and round.
Oh, well, you see, I was talking to Miss Ferguson, and she had an accident, and she dropped her cigarette on the balloons, and they all burst.
Accident.
Okay, you can have a go now. One city versus 12 balloons.
Yes, incredible, isn't it? I mean, 1 minute everything was all right, and then the next minute I
they're
was
really
talking
milking
to her,
this.
and then I dropped my coffee,
Yeah.
and well, you see, one thing led to another, and to cut a very long story short, they all burst.
I think this would have worked better if it had been Joan.
Yes,
That's very nice of you, Mrs. Sprinkle. Dear, there must be an awful
I know, but Joan wouldn't be apologising to them for bursting the balloons, would she?
Oh, yes, she should
No,
be.
but I think her kind of laughing in front of the others would kind of be more
Oh, yes, well,
effective, I
that's very good of
think.
you. Off you go. Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, I've forgotten which one.
In my
is
expert
under the
opinion.
Oh, it's easy, Mel, that one.
What'd you do that for? That was me last lolly.
Sorry.
It's true. Place looks like a bomb's hit it.
What are you doing in here?
Oh, Mrs. Sprinkle said we had to come and clean up.
Yeah, she dropped her coffee or something.
Or do we clean up or don't we?
Yeah, we don't want to stick our noses in where we're not wanted. Right, Fred?
Right.
Just clean up that mess and don't take all day.
Did you say something?
No. Maybe she isn't well. Are you okay?
Who's not well?
Oh, there's something wrong with Miss Ferguson. She doesn't want to talk to us.
Miss Ferguson?
Just stay with them till they're finished.
Regular day in a prison.
I won't be doing that in a hurry again, I can assure you.
Oh, but you got her, Mrs. Pringle. That was terrific. You're the
What
only
number is this
dancer
again?
I've ever met.
655?
You should
Yeah.
just double act with a Merle. She can dance and you can make it disappear.
You've seen how it ends up. Imagine how they got to that from this.
I don't know whether that's a compliment or not.
Oh, no, I mean it. Really.
Do you think they knew the end was nigh?
This woman in my class must be over 40.
Oh, really?
Well, it's not the worst dance-related story they
Those
did.
freaks of nature.
All done, Mrs. P.
It's the only one I
Your dinner off
remember.
the floor now.
Oh, thank you so much, girls. That's really lovely of you.
They did a ballroom dancing marathon at one point.
Oh, really?
Blimey, eh?
Oh, I gotta check.
Mrs. Pringle? Yes? Hey, you don't have to pay me back the lolly or nothing.
You don't watch
it's
a
all
few
right.
hundred episodes and that's what you miss.
Well, girls, you're looking at the only two people in the world who've seen the freak laugh. Is that right? Yeah. It was awful.
What do you think you're doing?
It's my break. Are you okay?
You can take your break later. There's no one to supervise Maxwell's meal.
Oh, come on. I've been going all afternoon.
Then you can go a bit longer. I'm talking about Maxwell, Mr. Adams. I thought you would jump at the chance.
Oh, the women said you were ill.
Did they?
Sorry to keep harping on this.
Rodney's
Sure.
fucking terrified of Joan. It's so
I
funny.
would have called for a second opinion, but Joyce was with her and she was.
They should have had Rodney finding Joan like that and her beating him to death
Oh, me too.
while laughing.
Is this the Wentworth Arms?
Lorelei Wilkinson. Though I can't quite work that one out. You know,
Oh no, you mean the one that's got the same wall as the prison? No.
Yeah.
when he went down to get the
I
papers.
was going to say it's been done up.
What's wrong?
This must be
Honestly,
another
I've never
set
seen two
completely.
people
This
so much
must
in
be
love.
swanky nightclub set.
Bossy boots. Joyce,
Mr.
you
Grundy
mean?
must have pushed the boat
Seems to
out.
love it. I'm going to miss them when they go.
No, they had to destroy one of the sets in order to make
Joyce
this.
said that.
Wow.
What's wrong? Those two chaps behind us, they couldn't be, could they? Hope not. If they are, I don't think much of
I'd laugh if Jock Stewart walked in.
Him walking anywhere at this point seems unlikely.
Jones?
Oh,
You
bless
butted
him.
in. That's rude, isn't it, Kath?
Come on, just get back to the dining room.
Jeez.
Jock Stewart's one of my favourite bastards from this show.
Dining room.
He was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a top 3 bastard out of all the
You let me, I'll clean it.
bastards. He's definitely
Take
top
it.
3.
I mean, I'll get you another one. What's the problem?
I didn't realise that.
Where I was.
You know what happened to him when he got like knocked down
You
the
don't really think I
stairs?
do that, do you?
Yeah,
Realised that was going to happen.
it was quite shocking first time I saw it.
Yeah, I thought he was going
I
to
was
stick
getting
around for a
serious,
bit
Kath. I mean,
longer.
the press was stirring everything up. I was afraid you were going to get shot.
I quite liked it how little they used him, and they just reintroduce him every
I
so
didn't go to
often.
water. I was just worried.
You were worried about your career, you slimy bastard. I was going to give myself up. You knew
So,
that.
Kath, right? Rodney is a slimy bastard.
Good
Yeah.
for you, won't it, Officer Adams? Get a promotion out of this, will you?
Don't say that. That's not the reason that
That's
I
the
did it.
reason you do everything, you miserable little creep. Why do you think I used you? Do you really think I loved you? You!
I said don't say that.
That's why you're in this business, isn't it? It's the only way you can get a woman. My God, I nearly threw up every time I touched you. You're a joke. Oh!
Where?
Pathetic joke. I used you, Adams, and everyone knew it. Adams!
Perfect end to a promising career, I'd say. Get out.
Joan always round the corner when she needs to be.
I know, always. She must wear a earpiece. Oh, it's a bit.
Fucking flies by, doesn't it?
He does without the ads.
But that was on the outside.
I think
And things were different.
every episode I've recorded for this series, it's had the vocal version of the themes.
Right.
Often complaining about the instrumental version on previous ones. So
It was just the early episodes, wasn't it, where a random one...
no, it was alternate. It'd alternate, I think.
Okay.
Although maybe by this point, because it was only once a week, it was on all of them. But during the heyday, when it was twice a week, I think you'd get one vocal and one without vocal.
Do you think it went to once a week because the ratings went down a bit?
I don't know. It might have been contractual as well.
Probably.
It's twice as much work, isn't it? If they're putting out twice as many episodes.
This was going to be 85 or 86, isn't it?
Gotta be, yeah. 86.
86.
The home straight. So that was episode 655 for the first time for you. What do you think? What do you think happens in episode 656?
Oh, what do I think happens? Oh, I hope they don't get the laughing gas out again. That was a bit. Oh, they were really milking that. I'm just thinking about the prison guard who's Rodney, who slapped the girl.
Yeah.
He's either going to get. I don't think Joan's going to report him to the governor. I think she's going to use that as some kind
of thing Joan would do, isn't it? She'd use it to her advantage.
Definitely. She'll use that as currency to get something that she wants. She'll hold it over him.
Yeah.
She
already knows that he was helping Kath as well. So
right. Okay. Yeah, well, she'll hold it over both of them, won't she?
Yeah, and Kath will see her as protecting her from Rodney.
Right. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting him to go all karate chops with her. He doesn't look. He doesn't.
I mean, one of those looked like it made contact as well.
Yeah.
One of them clearly was when she wasn't even standing up anymore.
Well, dramatic license.
Yeah, all he did essentially was when she was lying on the bed was go like that.
What else do I think happens? I think that the woman who's on the outside at the minute, who's
Lorelei,
who's just lost her little one.
Yeah,
I think she's going to continue to talk to that guy with the dodgy jumper to try and get a false passport.
What wide neck man?
Yes. Maybe that's why he hides the passports.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that actually makes sense. I doubt they thought of that at the time, but that makes more sense than probably whatever he was wearing underneath it.
I think she'll try and get that off him, and then maybe she's going to get caught, isn't she? She's going to get put back in.
So you think this robbery that she's going to do, where she pretends to be a damsel in distress, you think it's going to go tits up?
Definitely.
They do have form for that kind of thing on the show, don't they?
Yeah, I don't think it'll get very far, to say the least. And she'll be back inside.
What about Wendy, the one dressed as a kids' TV presenter?
Oh, she's just bizarre. Do you know what? I don't really care.
That was an issue with some of the later prisoner stories, is if they introduce new characters, you find yourself not actually giving a shit how they got on.
Well, that happened once in a blue moon in the early years. Not often.
No, but they chop and change the storylines. If it wasn't working, they just go, actually, ditch that. We'll do another story because that one's not working. Whereas by this point, they were kind of stuck into whatever they'd come up with, so they had to play out.
And it's bizarre, isn't it? How you'd get used to a certain character, and you'd know their backstory, whatnot, and then they'd suddenly disappear. And they'd never be mentioned.
In Lisa Mullins' case, that might be the last you've seen of Lisa Mullins, because the next episode, there's every chance she's got dark hair and is a foot shorter.
Right.
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check the numbers, but yeah, she wasn't in many episodes. The chances of hitting a Lisa Mullins one episode is quite small. All right, there you go. I've just posted it in the chat. That's Lisa Mullins.
All right. Nah, don't recognise her. Bloomin' heck.
So the girl with the peroxide blonde hair in that episode, very, very shortly, she's replaced by her. and they're supposed to be the same character.
That is Potty. There you go. And she's in it for the rest of the run.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So
well, there you go.
All right. So the character. All right. This is confusing because the character first appears in episode 651. So the one we've just watched is the 5th episode that's got Lisa Mullins in. I know Nikki, who played Lisa in the episode we've just watched, one more episode.
Right.
And then Terry, who is the one I've just sent the picture of, she's from episode 657. So end of 656, it's the blonde one. Start of 657, it's this one.
Well, I'll have to watch them after this.
There's no reference to it other than at the start of the scene, Lisa Mullins 2. I refer to her as Lisa Mullins 2. She starts by, she's got a thing over her hair where she's clearly been dyeing her hair in the sink. That's the only reference to it.
Because like in American soaps and that, when stuff like that happens, there tends to be like a voiceover saying, you know, the part of such and such will be now played by...
Lisa Mullins 1 was killed on the way back to her home planet.
Yeah, it would help the viewer.
No, but apparently she was ill, but they just didn't have enough time to wait for her to recover. So she actually had a proper... I still have to find out. I shouldn't look to find out what was wrong with someone, but... she had pneumonia. That was it.
Right. Well,
it says she got pneumonia by filming a scene in the yard. So that scene is probably in the next episode, where she gets pneumonia and then also loses her job because of it.
No, but like she must be a bit soft.
Oh no, hang on a second. It says they were in the mud. So it was probably the tug of war that was in the previous episode. She got pneumonia from that and then had to get replaced. So
she wants to come to Newcastle and do tug of war. Then she'll know what pneumonia is.
I don't think she needs tug of war just for that.
Yeah.
Just go there in February and it's...
I think she just wanted the day off, didn't she?
I don't know. Well, apparently she was on the Talking Prisoner podcast, which apparently there are other podcasts as well as this one. So this must be one of those more obscure ones that you don't appear first on Amazon.
Well, they try.
Lorelei's not out for long, put it that way. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. It's just that the change of Lisa Mullins is the thing that I most remember from this era, because it's so blatant. You'd think they'd at least cast someone who resembled the original Lisa Mullins. I mean, I'm personally glad they didn't, but it would have at least made sense to the storyline.
But that happened, didn't it, on Home and Away with Pippa?
Pippa,
which was bizarre,
who played Daphne in Prisoner.
Oh, see, that's a bit before my time.
Yeah, Daphne is one of the Barnhurst lot.
Right.
So that's like 100 episodes before the one we've just watched.
Right, got you.
She was one of the 5 shit characters who turned up.
From Barnhurst.
Yeah, so yeah, it's probably a bit. Yeah, not long after you stopped it, because it wouldn't be that long after Myra died. So
right,
you narrowly missed out on Daphne.
But like from stuff you've said, and I've heard you say, those new characters were a bit of a washout.
They were. There were too many introduced at the same time, and none of them were good. If you introduce 5 characters, and one of them's good, you can kind of forgive them for the rest being shit. But they were all kind of just like a washout.
Yeah.
And I think it hastened the end of the show.
That's bizarre. You would have thought they would have got one right.
Yeah, it was a weird choice of characters to actually do in, because 2 of them were really annoying. 2 of them were really boring. Which leaves you with the other one, who doesn't actually do anything wrong, but is guilty by association with the others. Sorry, Julie, but it's true.
Fair enough.
Okay, we on the last episode of this, we had we introduced the concept of what if. Is there anything that happened in that episode that you'd like to have seen a different result of, a different outcome?
All I can think of is Meg and Anne in that bar.
We could try. What would happen next if Anne and Meg's double date went? What should we say? What should we put in?
It was Pamela, wasn't it? We've got to give her the name.
Well, Pamela was the one but she wasn't at the date, was she? So
no. It's a blind date, isn't it? If it was like, I don't know.
In episode 655, should I just put went mad or went badly wrong or
turned up?
No, they do turn up, but it's kind of shit. So right. What would happen next in Prison Cell Block H if Anne and Meg's double date in episode 655, and then we can ask it to predict if it went mad, it turned into carnage. How about that?
Yeah.
This is what ChatGPT answers. We go, what would happen next in Prison Cell Block H if Anne and Meg's double date in episode 655 turned into carnage? Right. If Anne and Meg's double date in Prisoner Cell Block H episode 655 turned into carnage, it would be an absolute disaster, exactly the kind of over-the-top chaos that late-era Prisoner was known for. Let's say the date starts off normally, with Anne Reynolds, the governor, and Meg Morris, the ever-unlucky officer, meeting their suitors at a nice restaurant. Maybe they're trying to take a break from the endless stress of Wentworth, but knowing Prisoner, things would go horribly wrong in record time. Oh, it's got different scenarios. Oh my God. Right. Scenario 1, the armed hold-up goes wrong.
Flippin' heck.
While Anne and Meg are sipping their wine, a couple of masked criminals burst in, demanding money. Unbeknownst to them, one of their dates is actually an ex-con with a shady past, and he recognises the robbers. A shootout ensues. Meg gets taken hostage, because of course she does, and Anne is forced to channel her inner action hero to save the day. That's scenario 1.
Okay. That's
Scenario 2. The revenge plot. One of their dates turns out to be connected to an ex-Wentworth inmate, maybe a relative of a prisoner who died under suspicious circumstances.
Right.
The evening starts with polite conversation, but quickly turns tense when the man reveals his true identity. Accusations fly, emotions boil over, and before you know it, there's a full-blown bar fight. Meg, being the unluckiest woman in television history, ends up knocked out cold, while Anne barely escapes with her life. All of these scenarios can involve something bad happening to Meg, because
it always does.
All right, and also there's scenario 3. Scenario 3, the killer chef.
Okay.
The restaurant is actually a front for some sort of criminal operation, maybe organ trafficking or a serial killer with a taste for ex-prison officials. As the food is served, Anne starts to notice something off about the meal. Oh my God, they're not going to be eating people, are they?
Oh,
the waiter keeps giving them strange looks. Meg gets up to use the bathroom and never comes back. Before Anne can react, the doors lock, the lights flicker, and suddenly they're fighting for their lives in a twisted dinner from hell scenario. Regardless of the specifics, you know Meg would end up traumatized again. Anne would be reluctantly badass, and the aftermath would lead to yet another dramatic inquest where the department threatens to shut down Wentworth. That's nothing to do with Wentworth. They're in a restaurant.
You see, there's no escape. They can't even go for a double date without Wentworth coming.
What I like is, there you go, they've given us 3 possibilities for what happened here. All 3 of them involve bad things happening to Meg.
Which is good.
Even AI wants bad things to happen to Meg. That's it.
I think I like number 1 the best.
The armed hold-up goes wrong.
Yeah. Closely followed by number 2. Number 3.
They've done the armed hold-up Meg as hostage thing before, though, haven't they?
I think it's always worth another go.
I gotta say, when I started reading the one about the chef, I thought they're going to be eating people up. It didn't go there, but I thought that's where it was going to go. Anyway, right, quiz time. I wasn't going to have a quiz this series, but I've thought of the name Quiz in a Cell Block H, and I went, I'm having a quiz.
Quiz in a Cell Block H.
Name first, content later. That's the way to do this.
Definitely. So is this a random choice one?
These are multiple. Well, there are 2 options. You can have the multiple choice, or you can double your points and not have the multiple choice answers, which is what makes it more difficult. But obviously, there's double points up for grabs. So, do you want the multiple choice answers or not?
Or I've got to decide beforehand. And I
Yeah.
can't. Okay. Oh, you're tough.
I am, yeah. I'm waiting until this goes on TV. It's going to be even tougher. It's going to be the hottest new quiz show around.
So does the quiz, does that cover like the whole 92 episodes?
It's the whole show, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be boring. I'm going to play safe and go for the multiple choice.
Okay, look, I'm not going to call you a coward.
You know,
That's fine.
I'll call myself a coward.
No, the important thing is not to come last. That's the important thing on these sort of things.
Just out of interest, like if I'm guest number 5, the previous 4, have they kind of chose the safe multiple choice or
no? One didn't.
Okay.
One went down the difficult route.
Right.
And who knows? Maybe they regretted it.
Who knows?
All right. So there's 10 questions. They're all multiple choice. I won't tell you which ones you've got right, but I'll give you your score at the end.
Okay.
So I've got to reuse the questions, haven't I? Question 1. Who spoke the first ever line on the show? B. Smith, Erica Davidson, Frankie Doyle, Vera Bennett. In fact, I'm going to say Vera Bennett again because it didn't sound like I said Vera Bennett. It sounded like I said Vera Bennett. But, or Vera Bennett.
Yeah. Okay. Vera Bennett.
Okay. In how many episodes does B. Smith appear? 344, 361, 378, or 400?
400.
Who did Kate Peterson arrive at Wentworth with? Wentworth with is really hard to say.
It is.
Who did Kate Peterson arrive at Wentworth at the same time as?
I know this. I wish I'd gone for double points.
Judy Bryant, Pixie Mason, Sandy Edwards, Susie Driscoll.
Sandy Edwards. You see, I should have went for the double, shouldn't I?
I don't know, but then you'd be saying how many episodes like so-and-so was in, and you wouldn't know what the multiple choice were, which would involve you having to get the answer bang on.
True.
And a couple of questions later are borderline impossible doing it that way.
Okay.
Question 4. Who was the only character to appear in both the first and last episodes? B. Joyce, Lurch, Meg.
Meg.
Who was introduced as head of the prisoner reform group? Jim Fletcher, Joyce Barry, Myra Desmond, Nora Flynn.
Myra Desmond, I think.
Which of these prison officers is credited as appearing in the most episodes? You see, this one will be one of the tricky ones if I didn't give the answers, because you wouldn't know which 4 names I've listed.
Uh-huh.
So which of these prison officers is credited as appearing in the most episodes? Colleen, Jim, Joyce, Vera.
Okay. Colleen, Jim, Joyce, or Vera? Joyce.
Question 7. Who was Joan's friend at Blackmore? Anthea, Barbara, Cynthia, Martha.
Can I have their names again, please?
Yep. Anthea, Barbara, Cynthia, Martha.
I think it was Barbara.
Yeah, I'm sure this would have been mentioned while you were still watching, I think. She was alluded to throughout Joan's time. So,
but yeah,
someone you mentioned earlier, actually. Who played Chrissy Latham? Amanda Muggleton, Lisa Crittenton, Nancy Fullerton, Tracy Piggleton.
Amanda Muggleton.
Question 9. This is another one that's difficult without the multiple choice answers. Which of these characters appeared in over 100 episodes? So imagine if I left it there and you just had to get the right answer from that.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, it is. Luckily, you've gone for this option. So you get Maxine Daniels, Margot Gaffney, Pixie Mason, or Reb Keane.
Who appeared in at least 100?
Yeah, only one of those appeared in over 100 episodes.
What was the choice again?
Maxine Daniels, Margot Gaffney, Pixie Mason, Reb Keane.
Margot Gaffney.
And question 10. Who died in the Great Fire? Barbara Fields and Mouse, Lou Kelly and Lurch, Sharon Gilmore and Spider, or Tony Orlando and Dawn?
Well, Barbara Fields and Mouse.
You got 60%. You got 6 out of 10.
Well, that's not too bad, is it?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I didn't even cheat.
I'm not sure how you'd cheat on that.
I don't know either.
I don't think this quiz is available on Google. You can't Google the quiz from an episode that hasn't been released yet.
Well, Google's all the poorer for it.
Oh yeah, you could probably Google the answers for the previous quiz, which has been pointed out that I didn't actually say what the answers were or who won. But no one's interested in that. No one cares about that sort of thing.
Oh, I do know that you've mentioned it. I'm thinking who won.
What I like is the fact that there was one person who actually got in touch to ask who won the quiz, and it wasn't even the person who won the quiz.
I've got to ask this though, and feel free to say no comment. But out of the 4 people who have done this before me in this series, did any get better than 6 out of 10?
Yes.
Oh, the swine.
More importantly, someone got worse than 6 out of 10 as well. So that means whatever happens, you won't get the wooden spoon.
Marvellous.
So at least you've got that.
So how many are you going to do of this?
I don't know, because pretty much everyone who I asked to be on it has said, yeah, which means it's now going to be more episodes than I planned.
So have you not had like any other like random people like me emailing you offering to be?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I put it on like a few different places saying about like getting in touch, but because I'm going to be recording in like February, March time and stuff like that, and people have been getting in touch. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
You see, be careful what you wish for.
I know I've got to do admin now. And who's your least favourite character?
Oh, this is a good one as well. So the least favourite. Oh, this woman who was in quite close, quite near the start. I can't remember her name, but you know, she was like a total fish out of the water.
Wasn't it Alison? Was it?
Yes.
Was she the one who tried to electrocute herself?
Yes.
You're not the first person who said
She
that.
is just so irritating.
You genuinely want her to electrocute herself.
Well, kind of, because I know it sounds horrible. Some characters like that, you kind of feel empathy for them. Do you know what I mean?
But not her, yeah, because she's so annoying. Yeah,
she's just too annoying. She kind of redeems herself towards the end of her stay, because I think Myra comes in. When you know,
I think that might be way before then. I think that might be quite a while before Myra. I can't remember who it is there.
I think no, but she comes in not as a prisoner, as part of the prison reform group, and just like a spokesman person for that. And I think she kind of talks a bit of sense into her. Or
yeah,
maybe
stop being such a whinging cow.
Stop being such an irritating wench.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah, but you're not the first person who hates her.
And then who else? There's a woman. Oh, right. Fletch to the Lech had a thing for our daughter. So it was our mum. I think she was called Caroline Williams.
Yeah.
Or Vivian Williams.
Caroline was the daughter, I think. And
yeah, it was our mum.
Yeah. Yeah, she was shit.
She was just, yeah. And I'm sure there's a couple of others, but I can't. The kind of, I don't know.
She was the same. She was the one who thought she was too good to be in prison. So there's obviously a type there, which is like Vivian and Alison.
Yeah,
that they think they're too good to be there, and obviously everyone hates those characters for some reason.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's that they don't seem to have any self-awareness. These characters, they can't read the room. You know, like even if you do kind of feel that way, that you're better than everyone else.
They must know that the people watching hate those characters as well, though.
Yeah.
They don't want to see them go from not being able to handle it to suddenly being fucking top dog. They want to see them. They actually want to see them suffer.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way as a viewer.
Yeah,
not that I'm
kind of the way it
or
was.
anything.
It's quite good because you haven't seen like the last 200 episodes or whatever. Because that's the era most people's least favorite characters come from, which means your least favorite characters are from what's known as the golden age.
I know that's why, to be honest with you, it felt a little bit flat watching the episode that we just watched.
There's so many bad characters in those later years. That's one of the problems with it. But my least favorite one is Mervyn, the chef, who was around in the era of the episode we just saw, but thankfully wasn't in the episode we just saw.
Right. So was he kind of he got together with Joyce, didn't he?
Yeah, it's fun.
There's an image you don't want.
Cannot stand him. It's just one of the, and they just wasted time on their characters being together. Like anyone watching's going, I wonder what happens to Mervyn and Joyce. No one would have asked that.
I wonder if he takes his hat off.
The weirdest thing is that he's in an earlier series. He's the old man who tries to bang Doreen.
Yeah, that's how I remember him, because it's not that long since. Well, over Christmas just gone, I kind of had a prisoner-a-thon, and I watched God knows how many episodes, and he was in a few of the episodes. There's like one of Doreen's, I think it was like a blind date.
Yeah, it's a blind date, and he turns up and he's, I don't know. I can't work out how old he's meant to be, because this is like the early 80s. In my mind, the guy playing Mervyn's about 70 then, right?
Right.
Chances are in 1980s, early 80s money, he's maybe like 45 or something.
But yeah, that's scary.
but I think of him as being really, really old.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what it is. But yeah.
I don't want to put him in my age bracket.
No, although
it's a bit too bleak.
Have you heard the one of these where we talked about Ted Rogers? And I mentioned that I saw an episode of 321 and realised that Ted Rogers hosting that was this really old man. And he's younger hosting that than I was at the time.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
He was like 42 or something. I was like, no, that's not allowed.
You do this though, don't you, with people from your childhood that you've grown up with? You kind of freeze them in time.
Well, yeah, but also my recollection is watching something like 321 as a kid, and Ted Rogers isn't in his 40s. He's a really old man.
Right.
He's like my granddad's age, but he's not. He's 42. And so you look at that, but he still looks my granddad's age. If you go back and watch an episode of 321 on YouTube, because I have. They're all there. I mean,
fun.
you know, the lockdown wasn't kind to any of us, was it?
No.
I was there watching 321 episodes. But if you look at that, he's an old man in it. You don't look at it and go, oh, he's actually younger there than like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
There's something about the way people aged in like the 70s and 80s that's completely different to afterwards. I'm not sure what changed. Maybe I just got older and therefore my brain refuses to accept that I look like Ted Rogers. But I'm pretty sure I don't.
No, it's I can't put my finger on it, but there is definitely something about that period.
Anyway,
no,
that's what I think about Mervyn.
Well, Mervyn. So,
I just don't like him.
Was he? How many episodes do you think he did?
Oh, loads.
As Mervyn?
He's in it until the end. So when he gets introduced as Mervyn in the 5, he's in it until the end of the show. So he's in loads of episodes. Far too many.
I wonder how he got away with it. He must know where the bodies were buried.
He must have done, because he was shit as well. He's a shit actor. He's a shit actor playing a shit character.
Apart from
in
that,
a shit with shit storylines. Every time he was on screen, I was thinking, I'd just go, anything else would be better than this. Any other character or any other storyline is better.
When morning comes around, he used to give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then.
Get in touch by emailing no.lagging.podcast@gmail.com.